watch
one time. Yeah.
I'll watch Charlie's video, sure.
Yesterday, Ava Chris Tyson of the Mr. Beast crew had a ton of evidence surface about horrible behavior with how they communicated with minors, as well as a past of really disgusting shit. A lot of people are calling the Season 7 writers of 2024 internet lazy because they're using a similar plotline. A lot of people drew comparisons to Dr. Disrespect recently being outed for talking inappropriately to a minor. There are tons of screenshots to showcase exactly what was being said to someone who was between 13 and 14 years old at the time, and it's fucking gross. It's completely unacceptable. Some of them were just public tweets right under everyone's nose. So, Ava Tyson was an adult at this point, Lava was a child. And saying things like, I posted some fire nudes for you, please no share, and then other shit like, but not $5, pathetic JK, kissy face, they seem to communicate a lot, even sending Snapchats. So, here's one that says, coming for America, and then goes on to talk about being in a group chat and everything. And I've seen a lot of people try and cope and deflect, saying like, oh, it's just edgy jokes, people are blowing this out of proportion. What a bunch of fucking nonsense. That's a load of hooey. That's dirty barnacles. That's ridiculous. Under no circumstances should an adult be communicating with a child in any inappropriate manner whatsoever. Edgy jokes between an adult and a child are still fucking gross. That's not a slam dunk defense that some people seem to think it is. Under no circumstances should an adult be in a group chat with a bunch of children sending coming for America pictures. Like, that's still bad. That's still horrible. That's still really fucking weird. From what I can tell, most of the screenshots and a lot of the compiled evidence comes from this YouTuber, Prism42. It seems to be where most of it started, and since this video dropped, there's been a lot more screenshots that have come out with all kinds of really bad things that were being said to or about minors. I've only shown a couple here, but there's quite a bit more, and they're all just as bad, if not worse. Like, for some reason, Ava Tyson had a habit of calling a 13 or 14-year-old daddy. Like, you can't just write that off as being like quirky, inappropriate, edgy jokes that people are blowing out of proportion. That's unacceptable. It's indefensible. Now, the 13, 14-year-old in question for a lot of these messages is someone that has come forward to give their own accounts of the situation, and according to them, they don't believe that they were groomed or anything bad was done on the part of Ava Tyson or anything like that. And I'll just go ahead and give my take on it here. I talked about it on stream, and I'm not trying to be some kind of armchair psychologist because I'm just, at the end of the day, a little reptile brain idiot, but I really do feel like...
I heard the thunder behind him. So you recorded that like early morning yesterday?
In a situation like this, it's very difficult to process just how inappropriate or unacceptable something was when you lived it. I imagine that it's very difficult to view this as the person that you communicated to so closely for so long was actually evil, doing things that were
He knows. He's in Florida. He
in
knows
reality,
because
no child should have this kind of relationship with an adult where you're joking about sending nudes to a minor, or making edgy jokes about coming for America. So while the person here might not feel like a victim, it really is completely unacceptable that Ava Tyson would be communicating with them like this. It really is, no matter how it's fun. Now, it is important to mention that right now, most of the evidence is screenshots, so I guess there is the chance that some could be faked, but some of them seem very hard to fake. Like, there's a video going through a Snapchat conversation with Ava. There's also confirmed things that were publicly tweeted from their account over the years, which I'll get to now. And it was also revealed that Ava Tyson had a history of being a Shadman enthusiast. Since all the tweets have been deleted, it makes it very difficult to find the times that they communicated with Shadman or talked about Shadman and the art, but I did find this from Mudahar's video, who went to the Wayback Machine and showcased this tweet. And Mudahar censored it because the character does not appear to be over the age of 18. For those of you that know that name, that might have just triggered a Winter Soldier moment in your brain with your eyes rolling into the back of your skull, because it is so foul. Shadman was an artist who drew child porn. Now, when you hear that, a lot of people think that you're talking about lolly, or lolly hentai type shit, which is characters that look like little girls but are actually 5,000-year-old vampires. Like, that's the meme. Fucking sipping from their Mountain Dew going, uncultured swine. You see, it's not actually a real child. This is a victimless crime. This may look like a 4-year-old girl, but you don't understand the lore. She's actually coming from a sophisticated line of goblin ogres, and she is over 400 years old. So it's completely legal, and you're weird for thinking that it's weird. But with Shadman, he wasn't drawing lolly. He was drawing real children sexually. So one of the most infamous cases was when he drew Keemstar's 8-year-old daughter in a pornographic setting. That actual fucking lunatic drew porn of an 8-year-old girl. That's not hearsay or anything. That is something that actually happened. And you know what's even crazier? I talked about this on stream. A lot of people supported him publicly. Like, a lot of people defended that. Back when Shadman dropped that revolting dog shit, there was a lot of people that were pumping their fists saying, "Go Shadman! It's Keemstar. Who cares? Doesn't matter. He deserves it anyway."
Classic. Because I don't like the person. I'm all for whatever the fuck happens with him. This is classic.
Shadman, do you take requests? Can you do this person's underage daughter next? He received applause for drawing child porn. Let that shit marinate for a moment. And so, anyway, Ava Tyson has publicly tweeted about lolly. And in particular, there are tweets...
If you're gonna sit here every day and say defend it, when I'm like, guys, I think we should slow down on this and act objectively and not emotionally about something, okay? You're not gonna say Zio about this, okay? I am always looking, okay, to fucking play it like liking or disliking is irrelevant. I play the fair game. Sometimes it looks like I'm defending somebody. That's perfectly fine. I'm okay taking some heat to be the defender because when shit flips, okay, it's gonna be the correct opinion.
Of Ava Tyson talking either to or about Shadman. A lot of the tweets are gone now because the Twitter account has been nuked, but there are archives.
You can just listen to
and one thing
the information
that still
before you
persists,
have
one thing
an
that a
opinion
lot of people
about
have been
it.
showing is that Ava Tyson may have actually
You
commissioned
have to
a piece from
insert your
Shadman, or at the very
worldview
least
into every
purchased
single
a piece
thing.
from Shadman. There's a clip
And you
from a
can just
Mr.
be
Beast
wrong,
video where there
right?
is Shadman art hanging on the wall belonging to Ava Tyson. I censored the close-up of the art for obvious reasons, but this is something that is irrefutable. The only question about Ava Tyson and Shadman's connection is whether or not a piece was commissioned or purchased. But at the very least, a piece was owned by Ava Tyson. And I don't think there's any wiggle room to just explain this away as some kind of innocent whoops-a-daisy moment of being ignorant of what the art was. With Ava Tyson having publicly talked about content and art like that, and then also owning a Shadman piece, I don't think it's some kind of coincidence. Like, I don't think it was an accident and they didn't know Shadman drew child porn. I really don't. And then yet another disturbing video surfaced where they had actually made a video a long time ago that linked to revenge porn of Jeanette McCurdy.
The story is she sent pictures to her boyfriend, her now ex-boyfriend, and he leaked them out. And but the link's in the description if you want to see them. I mean, I'm not endorsing people to go look at somebody else's private business, but I know that you know, people might want to see them, so it's there if you want it.
That's crazy. That's astonishing. Sharing revenge porn publicly and trying to spin it like, well, some people might want to see this, so for you degenerates, I posted the link in the description. If you want to check that out, it'd be weird to do that, and I'm not endorsing it. That's unhinged, completely unhinged. So all of this started to hit the mainstream. More and more people started sharing screenshots as well as
yeah.
chat.
I mean, I don't know. I already reacted that. I'm not gonna react and fucking soy face. What the fuck? We watched this yesterday, at least this part, and I do read my take on it. I was just
Logs,
looking at his
all
take on
kinds
it.
of things with a history of communicating inappropriately with or about minors. And in response, a couple hours ago, Ava Tyson did make.
If he knew he had this many skeletons in his closet, the easiest way to go about it would have been to atone, or would have been to fucking say, yeah, yo, by the way, this, because if this is a long time ago, you cannot only use time as an excuse. You can't say, guys, this is in 2013, 10 years ago, so it's irrelevant. Well, if you didn't say, guys, that was shit behavior, I shouldn't have done that, whatever, and I've gone better, and I've gone through betterment or whatever. Sure, right? But it has to be both. It has to be both. You cannot just hide behind time. So I think you should have said something about this and addressed it if there's some misconceptions way back when, or even a couple years ago.
Make a statement, and this is what was said. I would like to apologize for any of my past behavior or comments if it hurt or offended anyone. It was not my intent. Seeing recent events, we've mutually decided it's best I permanently step away from all things Mr. Beast and social media to focus on my family and mental health. That is kind of a textbook non-apology. It doesn't address anything, it doesn't talk about anything, it's just like this blanket boilerplate statement about stepping away. There's no denial of anything, no claims that some of the information is false, made up, fabricated, a lie, a fib, a bunch of
Wait, hold on. Wait, huh? What?
A text permanently step away from all things Mr. Beast and social.
Wait, did you actually type that? Oh, she typed that? I would like to apologize. Best behavior. Yo, chill. I was just showing a clip of like this. Man, guys, listen. Want to give me a class on how all that shit works again?
36,000 feathers.
Pretty sure.
Can I get
so
a
we're
welcome
just
to
we're
the
just
jungle?
watching Chris in his video, right? I'm pretty sure he is identified as guy in this. I think saying he is fine. Is that not? Do I have to retroactively go back? Did I do something wrong? Did I made a mistake? Because I forgot to make the swap afterwards. Like, I'm trying, yo. I'm not trying to be a bad faith. I'm actually trying. Like,
30 months, Pog. Nice to see you doing well, brother.
Commitments, if it's not my intention. Seeing recent events, we mutually decided there's a permanently step away from all things Mr. Beast and social media. Because of my family and mental health. That's it. Past viewer comments. Wait, if it hurt or if anyone, This is just poorly written. This reads like shit. Sorry.
Media to focus on my family and mental health. That is kind of a textbook non-apology. It doesn't address anything. It doesn't talk about anything.
It reads like shit. Sorry. I may have a reading comprehension of a dumb fuck and maybe French Canadian. This reads like I'm apologizing for those behaviors if they hurt anyone. This is some cop out. What? It's cop out, guys. It's like wronging a friend or a girlfriend and being like, "Oh, I'm sorry if you've seen things that way," and if you, it's just offloading on them like they made the mistake of seeing it that way or being hurt by that. No, you do something that is objectively hurtful and objectively dog shit. Apologize for that. And the people that are hurt by it. Both are equally fucking correct here, brother.
Focus on my family and mental health. That is kind of a textbook non-apology. It doesn't address anything. It doesn't talk about anything. It's just like this blanket boilerplate statement about stepping away. There's no denial of anything, no claims that some of the information is false, made up, fabricated, a lie, a fib, a bunch of malarkey, nothing at all. You would really think that if any of the information was wrong or faked, that would be one of the first things that Ava Tyson would want to set the record straight on. But that didn't happen. Even if it was something like needing more time, I really feel like that would have been expressed in the statement, saying, need more time to talk about all of these things that are incorrect. But again, that's not there. So they're assumed to be all correct at this point, and they're indefensible, the things that have come out here. As I was rendering this video, Ava Tyson dropped more tweets claiming that no one was ever groomed, and then states that the victim vocally...
An ad and never groomed anyone, the person who gets brought up in this... This is not right. A lot of people, I'm sure... I'm sure numerous people are gonna say, yo guys, this is like... the nail in the coffin. No, this is trash. Sorry, I don't give a fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
I generally think this doesn't do anything. Having said that, I'm unbelievably apologize because, like I said yesterday, okay, if the receipts are bad enough, they're both important. The way that the person feels about it is important, right? Because it could have been nothing if it's a misunderstanding. But then the receipts themselves are damning enough by themselves so that their response becomes irrelevant because the facts themselves are strong enough. That's just how that works, brother. Like, yeah, what? He said that I humbly apologize to anyone I heard acceptable social media post actions, and those who may feel betrayed used to act online. Yeah, chat. When was the when was the last like interactions? I thought it was like 2022 or something. To lump these two factors together to create a narrative that my behavior extended beyond bad edgy is disgusting and did not happen. To lump
so
these
take
two
the
together
moral
to create
high
a
ground.
narrative that my behavior extended.
Tell the other people.
Well, it's not really a narrative. I mean,
they are disgusting.
Allegedly, didn't these people meet up in the
Yes.
middle of a forest in some van or some whatever?
Yes.
Like, what? Did you know I watched this yesterday? Okay, sorry if that's not true then. What the fuck?
Allegedly they did, yes.
Guys. Okay, yes, I'm not mad about this. Yes. So, okay, yeah. So,
Yeah, they did. Allegedly.
it was alleged, exactly, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I'm not, this is probably some fake shit, I'm not gonna watch this. Okay. A camping trailer, gotcha. Okay. Well, not spreading misinformation, that I at least saw the video and it looked pretty compelling. Unless I was debated. Extended beyond. So the behavior did extend beyond bad jokes. I mean,
Yes.
it did, according to those things. So that's just wrong.
That was just proven.
I've learned that my ultimate is not acceptable, and I cannot change who I was, but I can work on myself. Okay. I want these actions to impact the 100 people who work at Mr. Beast, which is why I stepped away. What means, man.
You got fired.
Man, I'm gonna hold my tongue on this. Holy shit.
Supported that that's false. I again already told you my feelings.
Nah, I'm gonna say same thing as I had this energy with the duck. I'm gonna say over here as well. Cop out, dog shit, trash. I'm not here for fucking good faith or fucking be the best actor. I'm gonna fucking see it as it actually is. I don't give a shit. Okay. You know you have skeletons. You know it's full of dog shit. You're acting in irresponsible ways. You're doing dumb shit. You work for a lot of people when a lot of people are involved. You are taking the risk for the whole squad the entire time, and you're doing it knowingly. And you're saying, my bad, this affects everybody. I will do the right thing. You should have done the right thing. You haven't done the right thing for years. You're dumb as fuck. I don't stand for this. Cop out dog shit. Christ.
Yes, cop out. I really don't think a child who has this kind of relationship with an adult would ever really recognize just how inappropriate it was because it became so normalized to them, which it never should be. It's a horrible thing, and there really is no excusing it in my eyes. Going further, there's an apology about unacceptable social media posts and then saying that it was edgy jokes and that it was unacceptable humor, that it's like a thing of the past and it's been misconstrued into things that didn't happen, and then not wanting the accusations to impact hundreds of people who work at Mr. Beast, which is why Ava Tyson has stepped away. I just don't think you can write off a lot of those social media posts as edgy jokes or edgy humor when you actually owned art from an artist who draws child porn. That's not a joke anymore. Haha, bought some child porn art. Like, that's not exactly side-splitting comedy. Like, I don't really think you can just go ahead and hand-wave that as being edgy and, like, old humor that you've grown from. And then some of the tweets about it and, like, requests, what's the joke? Like, what's the punchline of that? I really don't think you can just say, oh, it's just edgy jokes that are blown out of proportion. Sorry if people are offended by it. Like, that just doesn't really work to me. As of right now, there's been no response from Mr. Beast or anyone else on the team about all of this. So it remains to be seen whether or not Jimmy or anyone else on the team knew about these things or what's going on there. But as of me making this video, there's still no response yet. So this whole situation is obviously horrible. And there's a little bit more I want to talk about here, and it's something I didn't even think I'd ever need to talk about, but I guess we've reached this point in the internet.
I do think it sucks because of how much of a tight ship that Jimmy runs, right? Just Jimmy runs an actual tight ship, right? And even though I genuinely think he does a good job at running a tight ship, that there's still some dog shit, and he gets toward the end of the stick where he has to say some shit because that there's a lot of components to this thing. I think that's fucking bullshit. I would hate it.
Where this is necessary. I've been being attacked on Twitter, just fucking dogpiled, about my ignoring the situation and refusing to speak on it, being too much of a coward to talk about all this, which is crazy to me. And then people saying like, oh, where was the same energy for or where was the same energy that you had for Dr. Disrespect here? And it's crazy that I even have to talk about this. So last night during stream, this story was still breaking. Things were still coming out about this story. And I talked about it on stream.
Good job. Remove it.
The same day, all of these pieces of evidence were surfacing. I talked about it immediately. Once I became aware of what the evidence was out there and what the claims were and what was going on, I was talking about it right away. And I even posted a video that is highly edited and short, nice and concise, about the whole bare bones of the situation and my thoughts on it for the second channel. So that way, even if you have the biggest brain rot and can't focus on a video for long, you can still finish that whole video and see just how bad this whole Ava Tyson situation is. So I talked about it immediately, but Twitter didn't see that video, and the ones that did wrote it off as, oh, he's only going to put this on a second channel because...
in all fairness, I'm not trying to be the bad actor here, okay? But... it's usually when something happens, you're very quick on the button and use your main channel as a way to vocalize and jump on that news really fast. And you always do it really quickly, right? And then when it's this one, it's slower. You will get caught out on it. I'm not saying I'm calling it out. I'm not saying, oh guys, go after him for this. I'm just saying, if the people are used to, as soon as there's a news, you are the day of on it every single time, 9 times at a time. And that one time, it looks slow. People will say something about it, and they did. That's what happened.
They're afraid to put it on his main channel. He didn't do that for Dr. Disrespect. He was like that with Dr. Disrespect. You are provably wrong. All you had to do was activate a few fucking neurons in your noodle. Check my Dr. Disrespect video. I posted it at, I think it was 9 p.m. on June 22nd. June 22nd is when my doctor...
He has to run his game. He has to run his game. Yo, pull the logs of every big creator that responded to the doc shit and how quick. Give me an average response time to the doc shit. Do that. And give me the average response time to this fucking drama. We're gonna get a fucking, a 2 hours... average, so not minimum, 2 hours average, maybe 1 hour, to 26, 28 hours. Guys, it's the coincidence, lol. Is it? Man, get off my fucking dick about this, you loser. Holy shit, man.
The allegation against Dr. Disrespect was on June 21st. So what happened is, that allegation came out. I talked about it on stream. Dr. Disrespect made a statement as well the same day that I talked about on stream. Then the following day, almost a full 24 hours later, I made the video talking about it. And in this situation, it is the exact same timeline. I was talking about it as everything was unfolding. I even had a video go up on the second channel going over everything that was coming out, and now I'm making the full video about it 24 hours later. It's the exact same speed and same energy as the Dr. Disrespect situation.
Then that's it. Boom. W Charlie. That's a dub. That's a dub. It's a... Wait. Does it mean the second channel video? Or his main channel?
Main.
Situation. The video talking about it. And in this situation, it is the exact same timeline. I was talking about it as everything was unfolding. I even had a video go up on the second channel going over everything that was coming out, and now I'm making the full video about it 24 hours later. It's the exact same speed and same energy as the Dr. Disrespect situation. And the main person who started this lightning rod of accusations about me ducking it and refusing to address it is fucking Sneeko of all people.
Yo, look out, Moist Critical is not going to go talk about the Chris situation because he wants to have the Mr. Beast collab. Bro, you're going to talk about every other trending situation, Dr. Disrespect, Sneeko, anything that goes viral, it goes on your main channel. Chris, the associate of the biggest YouTube channel in the world, you do a 4-minute clip on your second channel. Stop coping and be a journalist if you're going to be a journalist, or just say that you want to have the collab. Stop lying.
Jesus Christ, the fucking drool there is going to drive me insane. I need to go put on the fucking bathrobe here and give him PTSD or something. What do you mean it is a 4-minute clip? Because I did that so people like you who don't pay attention long enough can see my take on it and also get the bare bones information of what makes it so horrible. That's the reason it's a 4-minute clip on the second channel. It was never going to be the only video I made talking about it. I was always going to make a full breakdown of this because it's bad. It's a horrible situation. So yes, you're right. I do talk about like big trending bad shit like Dr. Disrespect or like Cody Ko most recently. I don't know why people thought I wouldn't talk about this. I knew Cody Ko far more than I knew Ava Tyson. I talked to Cody Ko at length one time on his podcast and then one other time in DMs. Ava Tyson, I met 1.5 times. I first met them after a poker game with Mr. Beast. They showed up right at the end, right before I left. And then at the most recent Mr. Beast video, also right when I got out, Ava Tyson showed up. And I talked to them for a couple of minutes. But I never knew Ava Tyson very well. Cody Ko I did. And I still wasn't afraid to talk about how awful his shit was. So I've never been someone to fucking shy away from a bad situation like this just because I know or am familiar with the person that it's about. So I don't know why people thought that that would be the case here. And also, for the millionth fucking time, I'm not a journalist. I'm like the Z-tier stupid journalist, like this actual layman fucking CTE-riddled idiot that reports on stories, and I talk about them, usually to make jokes about them. In rare cases, and recently it's been very common, there's serious stories that I am very passionate about delivering and talking about how shitty they are. So, like, in a situation like this, yeah, this isn't really a story that I joke a lot about because it is serious. When there is a victim who is a child here, that's something to take seriously.
Yo, don't say, oh, he's quiet now. Brother. I did not mean at Charlie or whatever the fuck. Yo, I'm observing the whole process, and it's fine. I don't know why you're mad at me like I'm backtracking, you fucking moron.
People server, yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
He's people server.
This was never about Charlie.
Journalist. Most of the shit I talk about is the most inconsequential mumbo jumbo ever.
Then you
like
act,
aliens
right?
and warp drives,
Don't
or
act
that recent
all the
story
time.
about how scientists discovered hippos can fly.
He's a
because
people
they
server.
get airborne for a...
I praise the consistency and energy. Okay, I think having a 1-day buffer is pretty reasonable. Okay, because sometimes there's developments. I think it's fine. If you use this as your standard and if you use this as your method, unless you are not about that life and you don't give a fuck about actual facts or whatever, and you just wait and you just look around and you lurk and then split second, literally like not
1/2 of a
game.
frame. they're able to get all 4 little legs off the ground. And I talk about those stories and joke about them. It's just talking about shit to joke about it for the most part, except in cases like this, where it is a serious story that I talk about. Now, Sneeko, I hope you're ready for the cold water here, because I'm going to be brutally honest with you. When this story broke, I thought for sure, I would have actually bet money that you would have been some kind of contrarian talking about how this is actually not a big deal, and everyone who's pretending to be outraged about it is actually just a hypocrite. Because you have been on this...
Morality policing is perfectly fine, okay? Yeah, as a concept, morality policing is kind of dog shit, okay? But sometimes... If people go around acting a certain way, okay, and they're not about that life, I will say a word. I will say a word about it, okay? Because a lot of political Andes and good PR Andes, you know what they do? As soon as there's a short stick to hand out, man, you bet your fucking ass they will give you that short stick and say, hey man, what are you holding there? Oh, the short stick? Explain, right? But whenever it's them, oh no. No. What do you mean? What do you mean? Wait, why are you doing this? You're schizo. What is this narrative? You're being schizo right now. You're crazy for saying all that. Like, dude,
it's about me. It's all about me.
So I really thought you'd be talking about how, oh, this is just like Dr. Disrespect, who you ran hard defense for with this imaginary 17-year-old you cooked up in your head based off of one fake email from an anonymous source. And I thought you would be going that angle again, saying like, oh, well, that 13-year-old was probably very mature. Who you ran hard defense for with this imaginary 17-year-old you cooked up in your head based off of one fake email from an anonymous source. And I thought you would be going that angle again, saying like, oh, well, that 13-year-old was probably very mature.
Age of consent should be maturity. It's not even 18 in most states. Why do you even believe that? It's because in Hollywood, it's 18, so that gets pushed everywhere. Most places 16. And if you question that, then they call you a pedo. I believe the age of consent is the age of maturity. It should be called the age of marriage. Age of consent implies you're gonna have out of wedlock. I think it's better that people get married at 16, 17 than to have a bunch of premarital until they're 30 and they're washed up and then they get jaded and they're on birth control and they have dried up eggs. I think that's better for society.
He's so pseudo-intellectual that he actually argues for things that defend pedophilia. That's fucking ridiculous. And when challenged on this, it's even worse. So there's an older clip now, it's quite a few months old, where xQc and Destiny actually challenge him on this right to his face, and holy shit, it's bad.
That wasn't.
You see, you want to answer the question? You see, I was gonna yap and not answer the question. I'm gonna ask the same thing when you're done. Go ahead.
I just answered the question. I just told you.
What was the age?
I just told you at a developed age.
Sneeko thinks he should be able to fuck 9-year-olds. That's what Sneeko thinks, and he won't answer that question honestly. Or he's gonna have to give a different answer, in which case he's updated his morality. He's updated his views, and that's really uncomfortable for him. You don't have to answer any of this shit, bro. Go back to fucking that fucking corner in London where you're getting roasted by year 1 debaters on fucking Christianity. This is retarded. I don't know what the fuck you're doing in here.
Okay, so you can leave the call. I wanted to go talk about this.
I don't want to leave the call. I like hanging out here. I've talked to a lot of pedophiles in the past, so.
Okay.
Yeah, Sneeko, I'm actually curious now. What do you think the age of development is?
I just told you. It depends on where you are. It depends on the world.
Then at what stage do you think something's developed in? What stage of development? Because there's a lot of stages of development.
It varies.
It varies. It varies on what?
I think it varies on the age.
It varies on the age?
No, it varies from person to person. What the fuck?
There are stages of development. As a child, an adolescent...
You can hear him start to snivel in the background there as he's sucking up snot from his nose, getting cooked, and his brain is fucking overheating, malfunctioning, trying to formulate some kind of response to the easiest question in the world about what he thinks the age of consent should be. He keeps talking about the age of development and then can't even put a number on it. So everyone, please feel free to ask Sneeko what he thinks the age of consent should be if you want to see a human being fucking glitch out and malfunction like an Oblivion NPC. Can't answer the most basic question in the world. That is consent. You realize how deranged that makes you look, Sneeko? That makes you look like an actual danger to society that you don't agree.
Dude. After that, from what I recall from that stream, he literally hid behind and weaponized like religion and texture and tried to use it as a way out of that hole he dug himself in, which is so fucking bad faith and dog shit. I hate that, man. Okay, I think
age of consent and try and argue around it. That's what every pedophile ever that Chris Hansen talked to would do. Like, you're fucking
Scripture, sorry.
So for you of all people, this fucking putrid vermin, this absolute slimy worm, to have the gall to say that I only care about the Mr. Beast collab, thus this whole story is just relegated. You'd never use that word. That word's too big for you. This whole story is just put on his second channel where no one's going to see it because it's safer that way so he can keep the Mr. Beast collab alive. He's afraid. He's a coward for it. He has no problem abandoning his morals and defending blatant pedophilia, brushing it under the rug as long as it means it keeps the Mr. Beast collab alive. For you to make insinuations like that and even claims like that is fucking unhinged, considering you make actual pedophile defense arguments constantly, and you have publicly put on the clown makeup and worn white knight armor complete with the shield to defend Dr. Disrespect when he himself publicly admitted to messaging a minor inappropriately. It's fucking insanity. It makes me want to spit that I even have to talk about this, but it became so—
I feel like a lot of people are going to hide behind Charlie Simon because Charlie is actually right about this. Okay, I feel like some people are going to hide behind this thing. They acted the same. Oh yeah, I waited. Listen, I gotta keep it up. I gotta keep it a buck. No, they didn't. Okay, honestly, everybody else that's hiding behind the noise were given a pretty fucking soft ball in this one. Everyone was given a pretty easy hand to play, because if all the people that are calling anybody out for their lack of outwardness about this, right? And instead of waiting 1 day, they waited 2 days, and then they waited, and then they did it. Then they would have actually gotten like caught pretty much, right? Because now everybody's is like kind of, oh yeah, of course of course, guys, I don't like this. Look, I'm doing the right thing now. Like, oh man,
huge fiery issue on Twitter about me specifically that I felt the need to have to include this in this video, which should have been entirely focused on everything Ava Tyson has done and why it is so shitty. But now I've had to dedicate a sizable chunk to talking about these claims against me, about how I'm not going to talk about it and was not going to talk about it until pressure from Twitter forced me to, even though I had talked about it as it was developing and even mentioned on stream I was going to make a video on it. So to bring it all back to what should actually be the focus, the Ava Tyson situation and how horrible it is, I believe that it is an unforgivable thing that has been done. Talking to minors inappropriately is horrible, and having this kind of continued relationship with a minor where you're sharing edgy and inappropriate jokes back and forth and being in group chats and voice chats with children and saying gross things around them is so weird that it is not okay.
I know, chat, nothing is about me, and I do this, but I really don't like the environment and the amount of shit that I got back in days when I said that I did not want to play Among Us with anybody who's underage, and I wouldn't participate in any lobbies that had under 18. The amount of shit that I got was ridiculous. I still think about it to this day, man. I think that's complete fucking dog shit. I was the only one to put my foot on the ground, and I got so much shit for it. It was unbelievable, man.
Under any situation, it's disgusting behavior. And publicly supporting an artist who draws child porn and even owning art from that artist and talking about art like that.
Yeah, now people are glazing and backing up the take that, like, don't be in group chats and act in ways around minors, like on Discord and shit like that.
And the revenge porn, all of it is very fucking bad. It's horrible. I'm not pulling any punches here on my feelings around it. So, yes, I wanted to talk about this, and that's really about it. See ya.
See ya. Okay, what are you gonna say?
I'm saying it's not about being inappropriate, but things. Listen, when you're a lobby full of gamers and you're playing a game and things get heated, things will get inappropriate. Okay, you're not. It's not some fucking church group. It's not some Bible study on a Sunday. Okay, it's not some fucking Sunday service. Some shit. I don't give a fuck. Okay, if you're playing Among Us with a squado, somebody's gonna say some fucking shit. Okay? That's just what it is. That's just what it is. Okay? And at the time I said it, I wouldn't be around anymore for when that happened. Boom. Done. It's not about being intentionally inappropriate. Is that it's the likeliness that it's gonna happen unintentionally. It's about not wanting to be around when that eventuality happens. I don't want to be caught with a bomb in my hands if I had no part in the process of making it. Is that difficult to understand as a concept?
Yeah, that's pretty difficult to understand. And it's the same one video every time. 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 It's the same one